Welcome back, cheesy minions, or cheesy compatriots, or, what have you. Welcome back to another TheKillerNacho Wi-Fi battle. And my opponent today should need no introduction, Fat Jesus, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. He's probably the guy I played most frequently in Generation 6, longtime rival of the channel, and, might I add, the champion of the first NGDL, so... he's a really excellent battler. He has battled a whole lot in Gen 7, though, but he wanted to renew our series, so let's go ahead and do this. This is technically an OU match, but we pretty much made a gentleman's agreement not to include, basically to make it a mixed tier match, without actual stipulations as to which tier, how many of each tier you can use, because he's still obviously getting back into Gen 7, and as you can see, it's about as mixed as you can get. There's a lot of random stuff like freaking Rapidash, yeah, a lot of good stuff in this battle too, so it should be pretty interesting. I'm actually going to bring lead as Elf, because, Gen 4 swag, but I noticed the Mega Medicham, I figured that's going to be his lead, so I'm not going to actually lead with my lead as Elf. Instead I'm just going to go ahead and lead with the Gyarados to get the Intimidate off on it, plus, I can keep him guessing because, obviously, I could Mega Evolve, or I could not. If I Mega Evolve, I'm going to be immune to Psychic, weak to Fighting, but, obviously this thing being, if he goes for a Fighting move against regular Gyarados, it's not going to do much. But mainly I wanted the Intimidate, because I know I also have this, Gastrodon, which is actually a physically defensive Gastrodon, which can pretty much take anything it wants from this Mega Medicham after the Intimidate. But now I'm like, no way he stays in here after seeing that damage, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my Azelf. Even if he does go for a Psychic or a Fighting move, because they're stabbed, I do have the Resistance, so it's not like the worst case, although it would break my Sash, but I do predict the switch here into the Torterra, and I end up getting that 100% correct, which is amazing. I'm going to go for the Taunt, thinking that he's going to probably want to set up his own Stealth Rocks, maybe go for the Leech Seed, and there is the Stealth Rock, so I am golden right now. I know that he either has to hit me, and he can't kill me due to my Focus Sash, and just a perfect opportunity to set up my own Stealth Rock, because he goes into his Rapidash, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take the knockoff on this thing, and I end up being faster than it, so it's not going to be Scarf Rapidash. I do knock off its Choice Band, so it's going to be able to get the Flare Blitz off on me, but my knockoff did more than half, and I do have Explosion as well, but I don't really want to waste the Explosion on this Rapidash, so I'm just going to go for another knockoff to kill this thing, and I can do that because it's really low, especially after its recoil. But now in comes Torterra again. I'm like, you know what? He's going to predict the taunt this time. Let's just go in for the Explosion. If he does set up Stealth Rocks, good for him. But I'm still going to be able to cripple this Torterra. If not, outright kill it just because I'm jolly and, 252 attack EVs. Unfortunately, the Torterra survives, but he does go for the Seed Bomb. So I just lived in his head for the first part of this match. I feel pretty damn good about that. Although, I guess he is just getting back into the swing of things. Just going to go to my Infernape, go for the U-turn. No matter what he does, it's going to be a good play. It's going to kill the Torterra. The only downside of U-turn is, now that I killed him, I'm going to have to show my Pokemon first. I decided to go into my Raikou, because I figured I can just Volt Switch away against most of his things, so just see what he does. And he does go out into Chansey, and I'm like, okay, let's, did I say Chansey? I meant Clefable. Yeah, this is not a Chansey, this is a Clefable. Anyway, so he goes into Clefable, I go for the Volt Switch, ends up doing about half, which I think was a crit, so I feel kind of bad about that. But at the same time, I can just go into my Exploud. Even if he does go for the Calm Mind, Exploud is probably one of the hardest hitting special attackers in the game due to Specs Boom Burst, and with its Scrappy ability, Ghost types can't switch into it, so it's just amazing for just hitting things really hard. And as you can see, this Boom Burst, after a Calm Mind, still takes out this Clefable from over half HP, which is outstanding. Basically, you have to resist this thing if you want to actually take a hit from it. Now, obviously, Exploud is really slow. It's getting outsped by this Tentacruel, and Tentacruel is normally a really good special wall. But, like I said, Exploud just kind of shits on things that do not resist it. So, yeah, I end up doing more than half to this Tentacruel. He really should have probably just attacked me, but now he's just going to go for the Toxic Spikes, I guess. He's starting right out of time here. I don't know why he's going for Toxic Spikes here. He probably should have gotten enough damage on my, Exploud to revenge kill it, but instead he's just going to go into his Porygon-z, and I guess it just makes sense. He is going to go for the Z conversion. He gets that +1 special defense, so that will probably put the Porygon-z enough special defense to survive, even if he is a Ghost type, though, which he's not. I think he's the electric version, but even if he was, like I said, I have Scrappy, so I could hit that. Yeah, you just go for the Boom Burst again, and it hits this thing down to low red, so Porygon-z is not very bulky, even at +1. He does go for the Thunderbolt. The adaptability boost of Thunderbolt will take down Exploud, but Exploud just went berserk on that team. And I can just go into Infernape now, which obviously does have the Mach Punch. I'm Choice Banded. I'm just going to go for it and take this thing out. His last Pokemon is his Mega Medicham. And I'm like, okay, if I just get the safe switch into my Gyarados, I basically win. I don't want to really risk, though, that he, crits me with, like, a Zen Headbutt or something. So I'm just gonna go for that Mach Punch to get that safe switch. Instead, he actually misses the Zen Headbutt, and that's the reason I actually kind of like Psycho Cut on Medicham, because it's better accuracy. Zen Headbutt's one of those trolling moves that really should, I think it's 90%, but sometimes it just misses like that, twice in a row. And now the game is just completely trolling him. I do get another Mach Punch off. He finally connects with the Zen Headbutt, but at this point I can just go into Gyarados to wrap things up. So yeah, Fat Jesus obviously needs to improve his game just a little bit, but he still has that underlying talent that I think he can blossom. Really, I just really like how I played in this game early with Azelf. For a guy who's lived in my head in various NGDLs, it's nice to live in his head for once, so I feel pretty good about that. And yeah, let's just go into today's question of the day, which is going to be, what is your favorite normal-typed Pokemon? Obviously, normal types kind of don't get a lot of love because they're kind of bland. They're not super effective against anything. But as you can see, a lot of normal types can do a lot of damage, especially due to the fact they only have one weakness and an immunity. So they're actually a fairly underrated defensive type. As for me, obviously, you guys all know that I love Dustbuster, aka Fart. It is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So obviously, the cute and adorable little Dustbuster thing is going to be my favorite normal type. But interested to see what you guys have, and obviously some of you might not even have normal type as your favorite. But let's go ahead and limit this to pure normal types, as in a Pokemon with no other type. So the Bibarel, we'll throw that away. Nothing like that. It has to be a pure normal type, so absolutely nothing elemental about it. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later!